In the year 600, the Roman Empire still ruled the eastern Mediterranean from its capital at Constantinople. But within a single lifetime, that world nearly ended. Plague had emptied its cities. A brutal war with Persia had drained its treasury. And then, from the deserts of Arabia, came a new power that swept across the map with astonishing speed. Within a few decades, the empire lost Syria, Palestine, Egypt, its richest provinces, and more than half its territory. The old Roman system of paying professional armies in gold was finished. There simply wasn't enough gold left. To survive, Byzantium had to reinvent the way an empire defends itself. The answer was a system called the themes. The Greek word thema originally referred to an army, a body of soldiers. Over time, it came to mean the territory where that army was stationed. A theme was both at once a military district and the field army that lived in it. Under the old Roman system, civil governors and military commanders were kept strictly separate. The theme system swept that apart. Each theme was placed under a single powerful official, the strategos, or general, who held both military and civil authority over everyone inside his district. It was a radical concentration of power, born of emergency. When raiders could appear at any moment, there was no time to wait for orders from the capital. The man on the ground had to be able to act. Here was the genius of it. Instead of paying soldiers a salary in cash, the state gave them land. Each soldier, a stratiotes, was registered on the military rolls and tied to a plot of farmland whose income supported him. From that land, he fed his family, bought his own weapons and horse, and reported for duty when called. In peacetime, he worked his fields. In war, he took up his spear. And crucially, the obligation was hereditary, passed down from father to son, along with the farm itself. This turned defense into something local and self-sustaining. The soldiers weren't distant hirelings, they were landowners, defending their own homes, their own villages, their own families. An army that cost the treasury almost nothing, and that had every reason to fight. The first themes weren't drawn on a blank map. They were the old Roman mobile field armies, pulled back and resettled onto the safe highlands of Anatolia, which now became the empire's fortress and heartland. The army of the East became the Anatolikon. The army of Armenia became the Armeniakon. The elite imperial escort became the Opsikion. The army of Thrace, resettled in Asia Minor, became the Thrakision. And out at sea, a fleet of ship troops called the Karabisianoi guarded the coasts and islands against seaborne raids. These were vast districts, each one almost a small kingdom. And that would soon become a problem. A strategos who commanded tens of thousands of soldiers and controlled a whole region was dangerously powerful. More than once, an overmighty general marched on Constantinople to seize the throne. The emperors learned their lesson. Over the following centuries, the great original themes were deliberately broken up into smaller and smaller districts. A general who ruled a modest province was far less able to challenge the crown. What began as a handful of enormous commands multiplied into dozens of smaller themes, easier to control and easier to defend. To back them up, the emperors also raised a new kind of force. The thematic soldiers were a militia, excellent for defending their home ground, but not a full-time professional army, so the emperors built one alongside them, the tagmata, elite regiments of paid professional troops stationed near the capital. The tagmata were the empire's striking fist, a mobile, disciplined corps that could march anywhere. The themes were the shield, rooted, local, everywhere at once. Each theme was neatly organized, divided into divisions called turmai, then smaller drungoi and banda, each under its own officer, right down to the local unit raised from a cluster of villages. Together, shield and fist, this two-part army carried Byzantium from mere survival into a new age of conquest. For 3 centuries, the theme system worked. It gave Byzantium something almost no other medieval state possessed: a large, cheap, resilient army, spread across the whole empire, ready to absorb a raid anywhere and strike back. Under it, the empire didn't just survive, it recovered. In the 9th and 10th centuries, Byzantine armies went back onto the attack, retaking islands, pushing deep into Syria and Armenia, and reclaiming lost ground in the Balkans. New themes were carved out of every reconquered land. From the brink of collapse, Byzantium had become the most powerful state in the Christian world. But the very success of the system planted the seeds of its undoing. As the empire grew rich, wealthy landowners began buying up the soldiers' small farms, the very lands that funded the army. Emperors passed laws to protect the soldier farmers, but slowly they lost the fight. Soldiers increasingly paid cash instead of serving, and the government used that money to hire mercenaries, troops with no roots and no loyalty to the land. Then, in 1071, Byzantine forces were shattered at the Battle of Manzikert, and the Anatolian heartland, the birthplace and backbone of the theme system, was lost to the Turks. The old system never recovered. It was replaced by new arrangements and eventually faded from history. But for the centuries when Byzantium needed it most, the theme system was the machine that kept the empire alive, turning farmers into soldiers, land into armies, and a dying empire into an enduring one. The Roman Empire in the East survived for another 800 years, and it did so in large part because of the themes.